Hey guys, this is Lucid, and the game has finally started. It kind of took a while to get everybody all organized once the draft was finished. And I've had a fair amount of time to playtest this, and I was really worried with expansion. Because I don't have any low resource guys, like this guy's 32 resources, this guy's 28, and I have the Helot Archers, but these guys are not going to be that great for expansion. I mean, they're good against some things, but generally, Archers aren't great, especially when you don't have a shielded front line, which I don't have. So, I was pretty worried about it, and I'm still a little worried about it, but in all my play testing, I was able to get to 20-something provinces year one. The problem with that, though, is it was kind of heavy on back-end expansion, which means I was getting a lot of provinces towards the end of year one with many different expansion parties. And those strategies tend to work less well in multiplayer because your borders end up getting kind of shut down like as early as turn 7 and 8. So anyway, you kind of want to strike out what those borders are going to be pretty early. Anyway, but the game started, and we're actually, it's kind of cool. We're playing with the Clockwork Hounds bot, which, so it's a direct connect game. You can't see it right now because I've got an old turn backed up here. But normally one of the problems with that is you can't have it's really hard to, not hard, but it's annoying because you have to remember to back up the turn every single time if you're doing a direct connect game, like if you're playing on Earth.snick or yeah, any of like on Althea's server. A lot of the game set up that way. It's really hard to like archive your turns, which makes it really tough to do YouTube videos of. But anyway, this one, and apparently it's been a feature that's been on the Clockwork Hounds bot for a while, but yeah, it has an automatic turn backup feature, which is awesome. So I'm really stoked about that. And the Clockwork Hounds bot is really good about basically messaging you when your turn's up, and you can set all sorts of crazy turn reminders, which is also really good, because that's one of the things. A few of the bots can kind of do it, but anyway, I really like how the Clockwork Hounds bot does it. Yeah, so pretty stoked we got started, and I'm pretty stoked it's going to be easy for me to record. I thought it was a white dot that was the little flag marker on each of the provinces, but it appears to be a black dot. Maybe it was a black dot. Anyway, enough random thoughts. So the way we're going to do expansion, and I playtested this a fair amount, as I mentioned, is we're going to do become prophet on this guy. He's going to lead my expansion. Becoming a prophet actually is going to be kind of nice, because if you look at your reanimation, these, like, Long Dead does not scale very well. It's like, if we can't show it because we're, basically you get 3 Long Dead per level plus 2 for each additional level. So, and then you also get like a plus or minus 0.5, or I think it's like 0.5 plus or minus. That's kind of hidden that you get. Anyway, point being is that as we have a prophet, he's going to be able to get a lot of solace. He's going to be able to get 24, which is a shit ton. And so he'll lead my first expansion party. He'll also be better at basically smiting people, and that will certainly help. So he's going to run around. He'll spread dominion. Lots of good things about profiting this guy. Additionally, I'm not even really worried about profiting him for, like, this is not a bad commander to profit. Even for, like, the mid-game. Because with 2 items, he can go teleport around and claim thrones for me. So, very good to profit these guys. I'm not sure, because it's been a while since I kind of recorded the first set of videos for this series, but I went and reskinned all these guys to make it look like, first of all, they're all color-coded. Like, this guy was a bunch of different colors, so I've given everybody kind of the Neefel colors. And then this guy was just, like, basically naked, and so we gave him a fur parka he could wear. And then, yeah, basically we put everybody on a color scheme. Like, this guy's on the color scheme for the Geiges from Niflheim. And, like, the Eagle King, he was wearing basically, like, an orange fire plate. Well, we made it blue to kind of go with the Nifl theme. We didn't change his wing color, though that might have been a cool ad. I think the orange wings are really cool. Anyway, but I'm kind of happy with the reskin. Like, this guy has, like, furs instead of just his pure ice armor. So I guess we put some furs over his ice armor. And then these guys, we gave them, like, fur parkas that they wore outside their plate mail rather than just, like, normal clothes. So they kind of have this puffy parka. And then the Helot archers, too, we changed their vest, kind of a fur-looking vest. Now, these are all cosmetic, so we're just making it look like this random bunch of units I picked are actually part of a nation. So we're not going, I can't go through, I mean, it would be against the terms of the game to go through and actually change their gear. But I'm just trying to make it look kind of like a northern nation. A few other people have gone through and changed their dudes. I don't know who did. Let's check. We're gonna spend a turn too. I don't know when we'll do it. But we'll go through everybody's stuff. And you can see just wildly strong things here. Honestly, the guy who's middle-aged Satis, which he posted where he was, I think he's probably got the strongest build. And, like, just Satis, MA Satis is such a strong nation. Holy shit. And just like the national bonuses they get. This guy has Zidayans, which is going to be crazy for expansion. This guy's got Melquarts, which is kind of hilarious. This guy's got Anakites. And then, yeah, we'll spend a lot more time going through these. This is the Elf and Troll Alliance nation. This one may be cool. We'll probably do this when we really go through and look at it. We'll do it in the spreadsheet. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of flash these up here for you guys to look at right now. This guy's got Movark Knights. Little strong. And then Wolf Herds for blood, but I don't think he has any blood hunting. So I guess just the Wolf Herds are just siege chaff. And these he renamed, and I think a lot of people went and did the lore rather than the art. So some of the lore for these is different, like that. I didn't actually touch the lore because I don't really read it that much. Not really a reader, if you know what I mean. And then everybody has kind of custom lore up here, most people do. And if they didn't get custom lore, then Summer, who hosted this, kind of went and put something in funny. So yeah, I didn't see a lot of custom artwork. But I know in the other All-Stars game, some people did some custom artwork, which was really hilarious. The flags, I think, are mostly custom. For all my Patreon folks who were in this game, I went and made them a custom flag. So, like, I made this flag, which is kind of cool, the Alliance flag. This is like the UN kind of insignia. And then this one's not that cool, but I made it. But basically, it's the EA Airmore flag with a different color scheme, and then SPQR, which is like the motto of the Roman Legion, on the flag. So, anyway, that is that. So how we do expansion, we prophetize this guy. This guy reanimates long dead. And for recruitment, we're going to get a Thaumaturg and then as many of these guys as we can get. Now, there was some drama with the first turn, and that was, there was a really good merc that was available. Hector's Heavy Horsemen, and this is 15 Heavy Horsemen. And basically, this province is going to be able to, that merc is going to be able to take 3, like, medium strength indies pretty easily. With pretty low attrition. So it's a very good merc. And originally, when I first submitted my turn, I didn't want to compromise on Sacred Recruitment, but originally I went and got, like, I put all my money, 275, left over after I had gotten max capital, kind of shitty unit recruit, like these guys. Because I figure I'm, like, really resource constrained, let's pour it in. But then people were chatting about it a lot in the game thread. And I was kind of, sometimes people don't pay attention to mercs. But anyway, I realized people were going to bid for it. And then once I knew people had attention on it, that basically what was going to happen was that if you wanted to win it, the only way to win it is you have to basically put all of your money in. Wait, where's all my money? Which I have 400. So the only way to win it is by putting all of your money in. And I don't know, but I think the fact that it demands less money from other nations, which I think this happens for giant nations. I don't know who all has this debuff. I think that meant I would have even had a lower chance of winning, because anybody that put 400 in that was a giant nation, I don't think would win. And then there were probably going to be several people that put it in. So what the conclusion I kind of came to is, even though I'm like severely resource limited, which is normally the time you would want to spend a lot on mercs, it was not going to make sense for me, because basically I was going to give up either really for me to have a chance, I'd have to give up all my turn 1 recruitment. And I really need it. And yeah, if it worked out, it would have been great, but I didn't think the odds of it working out were going to be fine. And then even if I did the low bid, like, first of all, I can't even bid on them. I don't have enough money to do the 275 minimum bid. So the only way I could do the minimum bid was if I didn't do my thaumaturg recruitment, which basically would mean I was going to have, you know, 5 or 6 less undead per turn from my expansion, which is kind of a big deal. So anyway, I decided not to go ahead and bid for them. So that is this turn. We're going to go ahead and pull up my next turn. I'm on turn 3 right now, but I've got the first 2 backed up. And then we can go ahead and look at the current turn. So this guy's a prophet now, and I go ahead and I put one of these guys down here, and then I put my undead here. And one of the things that I did, and it's a good idea to do if you're playing any of the AIDS maps or cartographic revision, is you load the map file up and you look for what are the large provinces near you. Because typically those are going to be some of the more valuable ones. This is large, and I think this is large. I don't think this is. So size isn't necessarily an indicator. The small ones I think are small, but I'm not sure if the large ones are really that much bigger. But yeah, so I want to push to that. The other starting positions that are important, one person starts here, and this actually is one of the guys with the scariest bless. Or maybe it's Nazca Air War combo. I can't remember. But no, I want to say this is the Sacred Bless guy. I think this is the guy who has like Anakites going into Boars and Oni Shugo, so he's going to be huge. Fortunately, I have the tools to deal with Oni Shugo, which I think is basically going to be just undead plus once I get construction too. And I have, I need to get out site searching kind of early, thinking about this for fire, because I'm going to need the Just Man's Cross or whatever, the holy crossbows, to deal with the Oni Shugo. But anyway, I should have them, and like, even if I don't have it, then we can go for like, where the hell is Dust to Dust? Is it Thaumaturgy? Oh yeah, I already have it. So Dust to Dust will just murder Oni Shugo, and it's only death 1. So like, advance and cast spells, I'll just wreck Oni Shugo. Oh wait, no, is this only undead? Sorry, do not listen to what I said. Yeah, it only affects undead. So Oni Shugo are demons, they're not undead, so it's not going to work on their first form. So I probably do need the Just Man's Cross. I mean, I could potentially, with the small communion, we could kill him with Mind Burn and stuff too, but anyway, I'm not terribly worried about it, but I'm a little worried. So expansion, we're going to come up here. I want to kind of push and get some border up here versus Sacred Cancer. So, like, ideally I get this, and then... Oh, shit. I've got to think about my expansion path, too. Like, could get this and this, and that would be fine, and then come down, and if I get 2 around my cap circle, I'm actually going to be okay. And then, honestly, like, this one's probably going to be my... Well, no, this one's 2 from his cap. He's probably going to get this and this. So, like, if I get all of these, I'll probably be happy. But... the way the geography is here, it's really pushing a war between us, because in order for him to go to the right or me to go to the left, we're kind of going to have to fight. Whereas like down here, I'm not sure. I think this might be a start. Maybe it's up 1. I'm not even sure. This might be 1. But like this person, I'm really only blocking off like a, 60-degree arc or something. Whereas this guy, I'm really blocking off like half the map. So anyway, preparing for Onishugo and Onishugo, and later it's going to be boars and other stuff. We're going to have to prepare for the Sacred Bliss Rush. I don't know who's down here. The only reason I know this is because this guy posted a screenshot of his cap. So that will be funny. But we have a pretty good starting position. The indies around us aren't too bad. We have Horse Tribe, which actually kind of... I really don't like fighting Horse Tribe. With this particular build, I didn't do that well against it in testing. But there's not that many. Horse Tribe are like horrible to fight when there's like 60 or 70 of them. If you don't have like really good sacreds. And really it's the lance charges that get you, because they shoot you and they'll whittle you down, and then once you close in melee, then they'll all start hitting you with their lances. And it's really hard to take low attrition versus a lot of Horse Tribe. But like, this is a manageable number. But we're gonna need a fair amount of chaff to deal with it. So anyway, we're gonna go up here and then we're gonna make a decision about where we go next. It's kind of the idea. We've got humans down here, which I really want to get the humans because they're gonna allow me to build commanders and scouts and stuff for my first forts, which I want to get a move on. But anyway, that is basically it. I don't think I put in research yet because I'm not doing any research. I basically set my other 2 guys to reanimate. We're getting more thaumaturgs. We're getting more of these guys. I think I'm gonna add another one here just in case. And now we're actually going to go to the live turn. Which, it's pretty close to processing. There's only 2 people left. And here we go. So, this is the first expansion battle coming up here into the mountains. The script I gave this guy was to summon undead twice and then to start smiting. I'm not sure if that's ideal. Let's kind of watch this. I haven't really watched this in detail. And you can see these guys do so much damage with their glaives. And if it were cold, we'd do better. Our armor's not actually great right now. It's only 18. But these guys are pretty thick. They're, 15 hit points is a good bit more than humans. I'm honestly really happy with these guys. I think these are great troops. Okay, I think we lost a couple of them. So, if we look at the battle, yeah, we lost 2 Ice Guard and 1 on Long Dead. But we killed everybody. Oh, and I didn't show you this, but we bid last turn. We bid 350 for the mercs, because I had some cash. And the mercs were... I should have shown you this, because this was kind of risky. This wasn't actually that risky for me, because I had the money, it wasn't doing anything. And these guys are going to be pretty important, and I'm going to tell you this turn how we're planning on using them. So, here, what I have found, and it's a little risky, but what I have found works, is we're gonna do move, reanimate, kind of with our main stack. Now this is really slow, but especially during the summer, like early summer, these places are all heat. So I'm gonna take fairly high attrition in the summer with my Ice Guard. So wasting some turns in the summer reanimating is gonna make, basically when I expand next turn, I'm gonna be less reliant on these guys. Like, right now, these guys would take most of the hits, and they're not going to kill things terribly, terribly quickly, so I would take very high attrition, like if I went to expand. But like next turn, I'm going to have a shit ton of undead. I'm going to have like 30 undead here, which are going to be supporting these guys, and therefore I'm going to take a lot less attrition. The other good thing is we see these are basically really weak indies. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, Yeah, and we have cold here, and yeah, this is heat. So this would be a target potentially I could go to, and I could switch this up. Horse Tribe, I would get the Horse Tribe Commander, which would be okay. How much income do we have? Let me turn my little thing on. Yeah. 79. I don't know how much. Let's actually... We'll come back to this. I'm going to show you how to look at the map. Load map, and then we're just going to find it down here. And now we just kind of find our starting spot. Which... kind of a little blind to at the moment. Was this the right one? This doesn't look like the right one. I think that's it. Maybe it's this one. This kind of looks more like it. Let's see if I can find it. I'm a swamp start. Yeah, this is it. Oh, is it? Oh, no, I'm down here. I'm this swamp start. This is the other guy. So, anyway, this is where I am. And now if I click on things, I can see what the size. So this is basically no check marks. So this is not large. This is a Highlands, but nothing else. This is a Highlands and large. So this is probably like 1,000 population. This would be a pretty good first fort. This one is large. Even though this is bigger than this one actually has the large modifier. So this is an important one to get to. This is probably like 1,200. Oh shit, I didn't even notice. This one's large too. So I've got 2 really high value provinces right here. And this one's large. So this actually is going to be the most valuable portion of my whole little empire right here. These right here are going to have a combined income of like, I don't know, a lot. Well, like this is going to have, this is a large swamp, but a large swamp's going to be like 4,000 or 5,000 people. And then yeah, this is all kind of shit. So I care more about getting, oh yeah, I care more about getting good, God, this is large too. So I have 4 large provinces right here. Now the problem is, this is going to be contested by whoever is down here. So getting these is going to be really critical. This, I think, is going to be the most heavily contested one. So I need to go boom, boom, and prepare to bump here. So we'll see. It's going to be a bad time to bump because it's going to be summer and my ice guard are going to suck. But this is super important. Are there any... Okay, this is large too. But this one's going to be really heavily contested because it's 2 away from this starting spot. So yeah, somebody started in this mountain, they started in this mountain, and then up here they start in this mountain, and I'm right here. So this one's like 4 away, this one's 4 away, and then this is 3 away and 3 away. Or 3 between. But what's going to be really important to me is getting these important large plains provinces. Up here, yeah. And then I can kind of slowly get my my cap rank. But the other nice thing is yeah, this is a good one to get too because let's go back and check how many resources it gives me. Let's log back in real quick. So. Yeah, this one okay, shit, that's not actually that many resources. It's only 37. Fuck. And it might have been a mistake coming up this way first. I mean, I do want to I don't really want this guy being too big, but... we'll see. So, getting this and then getting this, I think is first priority. And then getting that and that would be huge. If I get all of these... and I get like this, and then I get my cap rank, I don't even really care that much about much else. That'll be fine. So now I want to talk a little bit about my expansion strategy here. We're gonna have the swordsmen, or these macemen, who have shields, so they're pretty good. We're gonna have them in a line. They're gonna run forward. We're gonna have these guys. They're a little slower, so we actually should probably position them like one tick back too. This isn't hot. This is neutral. So, I think this will make them land at about the same. These guys will actually probably still land a little bit first, and then the skeletons are gonna kind of just fill in the gaps. But yeah, so the important thing, we're bringing 2 mages, and the reason is we're gonna take this, there's gonna be about 15 corpses. We're gonna have one of the mages stand behind and reanimate. The other mage is gonna move on and probably take this with the maceman, as long as this isn't too scary. And then, once we've done that, these guys can rejoin the first army and like attack here or something like that. With the raised dead that they've gotten. And then potentially even we could do the maceman plus this army and have this guy reanimate here. So that's kind of one of the things I figured out is like how many of your mages to bring with your parties. It kind of depends on how much steam you've got in your tank for your parties, but anyway. The thing that sucks about getting tribes early is that we can't get scouts or commanders, which is what I really freaking need. But we'll be able to get one next turn here, which is going to be important. Yeah. So anyway, that's basically the plan. And I'm feeling pretty good with it. This is pretty easy, so we do want to get here in a hurry. But it's going to be a lot easier once we have 30 undead. We're gonna kind of shred these guys. But yeah, I think, we'll go through research, because I do have that done. So, we got actually pretty good starting rolls for research. We got Thaumaturgy 1, which is nice. It gives us Dust to Dust and Decay and Frighten. It also gives us Communions. So, potentially, if I needed to, like if somebody's rushing me, I already have the research to throw in a Communion with my Prophet, and we can do Power of the Sepulchre on a whatever starting army we can kind of manage. And that's really nice. Getting to Thaumaturgy 2 gives me Mind Burn, which is really good against, you know, like an Anarchite Rush or something. Or if they've got really nasty Shugo running at me, Mind Burn spam can deal with them pretty damn efficiently. So, that's pretty good. I don't know if we're... Right now I have Thaumaturgy 2 really low on the priority list, so we'll have to decide where we put it. Construction is pretty important. Construction 2 is going to give me those crossbows, which are probably going to be pretty important. And then, but we have to get a fire income. Right now we don't have any. I'm not sure. I need to go think what at Construction 2 I can get for water and for death. Maybe yeah. Well, we can't really check. I don't really have water. I do have death. I mean, we could look at another game real quick. We'll look at another game maybe at the end, if I remember. And we're pretty close to the end since it's my turn and we're basically done with it. But anyway, so that's Construction 2. I really want to get up to Construction 4. It's going to let me do Amulets of the Dead, which I think is where I want to pour all of my early death gems to have more efficient reanimation. This is also going to allow me to... Construction 4 is kind of like the requirement for thugging Scrotty. Ideally, you want some Alteration 2. Like, for Alteration, ideally we get to Alt 4. And that's going to allow us, like, we'll have Protection, so we can fluff them. We can do Enlarge, and Protection, and yeah, that's going to be really good. If we hit Enchantment 3, that's also going to give us Regeneration, which we can do with the Nature Gem with our Nature 2s. So all that combined is going to mean we can do pretty good fluffing with pretty low research. Like, I think Alt 4, Enchant 3... Construction 4, especially if we get Alt 4 where we do Body Ethereal, our Scrotty are going to be nasty. Just absolutely gross. This also is going to open up Flesh Eaters, which I think are Construction 4. Yeah, the armors for... Actually, armors are really Construction 2, which is really good on Scrotty. So that will actually come online really fast. I'm not going to have Scrotty for a while, though. So anyway, Enchantment 3 is going to give us kind of your bare minimum Horde of Skeletons spam. It's not really Horde of Skeleton, but Raised Skeletons. And then I forget what else Enchantment 3 is going to give me. Yeah, Shrink the Giants, which we can kind of use, but not really. Yeah, it's basically for this, for Raised Skeletons. And if I get rushed, that's kind of going to be my biggest defense, is pulling all of my Thaumaturgs. At all 4, Enchantment 4, we're going to get Flaming Arrows, which is going to be huge, and Anti-Magic, which is huge. So, Anti-Magic's actually way important if you're going to be getting Soulless, which I'm going to be getting a lot of, because Soulless have shit MR. So, it's really important. Because, like, Priests will just murder Soulless. Long Dead do better. So, but Soulless with Anti-Magic kind of do okay a little bit. Okay, so... we're going to Enchantment 3, then we're going to Construction 4, because this is really going to open up... Construction 2 is also potentially going to give me Alquills, but I've got to do some air site searching. A lot of my site searching is not going to come online until year 1, but neither is my research. So this whole queue, like, I'm at 0 RP, because we're turning all of our mage turns into undead. So this is really just like future stuff, which is really going to start around the end of year 1. And we got decent, yeah. If we get rushed, we may have to pop and do Thaumaturgy real fast. But we'll have flexibility. We can turn off undead production for a turn. What else? Construction 4, yeah, for Amulet of the Dead too. This also will let us do Skull Mentors if we want to make a few. I don't think we're going to be making a lot of Skull Mentors. But we do have base death income, so that's okay. And then Conjuration, we have... we're going to get a few things from that. One is we're going to get Firebirds, which is pretty cool. That's not really the reason. Honestly, it's going to be... Unless we get pretty lucky with Fire Sites, our Firebird summoning is going to be a little slow going. But going on site searching for fire is going to be one of our very early end of year 1 priorities. Or, you know, like we're going to start really thinking about it turn like 13 or 14. But we're going to have Spirit Curse, which is okay. We are going to have... I wonder what else we have in water. Cave Cows. Cave Cows might not be horrible. Do I have Water Earth? I don't. I don't have that, really. Yeah, no. I do have Water Air. I potentially could do Summon Yetis. That would not be a bad gym sink. I'm gonna have a shit ton of water, and Yetis are not bad. But to do Yetis, I would have to get out of my capital these Royal Navigators. And I have to roll the Water 2 variety. Later, I can do it with a Water Bracelet, but these guys are not slow to recruit, so I can get them kind of quickly. But it's kind of meh. My Eagle Kings can't do it because they're only Water 1, but anyway. So anyway, that's Conjuration. We're also going to get Power of the Spheres, which we can throw up, and Power of the Spheres, or Power of the Spheres and Power of the Earth. Sorry, Earth Power, which are going to be pretty nice. And I think those are the main things. Dark Knowledge is okay. We'll probably be spending some Death Gems on that because we have a ton of Death 1 access, but we don't really have high Death access. So we'll kind of be priming the pump with Death 1, and then we probably will be wasting a fair amount of Mage turns and gems on Dark Knowledge. But yeah, that's going to be it for a little bit. And then Thaumaturgy. Ultimately, we're going to rush up Enchantment, I think. But we're going to be kind of split. Like, we're not going to go in Enchantment too hard. Like, we're going to want to hit some base stuff in Conjuration, Alteration, Enchantment a little bit. Thaumaturgy, we're not going to do too much on. I think we'll go to Thaum 2. And then Construction. So we're going to be splitting across a few things in the beginning. But I'm actually cool with that. It's going to give me a lot of different ways to deal with a lot of different threats. So pretty happy with that. And yeah, that's it for this turn. Yeah, just 2 guys left. So, okay, I said we were going to come in here and we were going to look at Construction 2 items. we'll just go ahead and pull up some random game where I'm gonna have... I think I have a test game up. Is this a test game? Yeah. Oh, wait, shit. Forgot if it's a debug sensei game, it's gonna... One second, let me find one. Okay, so I've got this little test game pulled up, and anyway, we have enough to just look. I could have done it in the mod inspector, but whatever. So we get coral swords, which are okay. Ice pebble staff. We get a shield at water 2, which gives us ice protection, which if we're being defensive, throwing this on a Scrotty would not be bad. Yeah, this potentially actually could be really good for like a very aggressive rush against me. An ice helmet, which, you know, it's cheap, and yeah, we could put it on a Scrotty. Armors are a little bit up a creek with water. Anything over here? Not really. Oh, Imp Familiars. That potentially may be part of my early research plan. Ring of the Warrior. Not horrible. So, yeah. Anyway, that's water. Sorry. For death... and astral, which I potentially can use too, because I can always alchemize. Got this shitty armor. I really don't have good armor. I need fire or earth to get armor by construction too. Dusk Dagger could be good against like Anakite rushes potentially. And this is kind of cool. Small area of effect, curse and decay. This is really good if like they're coming at me with super combatants, like a Doomglaive will chop them up on a Scrotty. Like a quickened Scrotty with a Doomglaive, whew, it's gonna hurt. I might have some, I know this is armor negating, so this also could be good. If we get rushed by some scary guys. Anyway, I think we'll have a few options, but the thing is really only the death and the blood ones are gonna be the things I can kind of crank out early. But... you know, even like this, putting a two-handed Baneblade, like this is a pretty damn killy weapon. So getting hit by a Scrotty with this, gonna be crazy. Or like a single-handed Baneblade, or a Dusk Dagger plus a, what do you call it? A Flesh Eater would be pretty sick. Though I think Flesh Eaters are construction 4. But I could be wrong, they could be 2. Or we can check. Yeah, they're not. So anyway, we have some options at construction 2 to defend off a rush with Scrotty, but probably we'll be trying to do it when I'm construction 4. So anyway, that's it, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all next time.